Go ahead, Tanya.
Hey, Mark. How's Ben Kennedy doing in your late model car, and do you think he has a future in driving?
Oh, he rocks, man. He is doing so awesome. He's top three every week. I think we got a win with him about the second time out. I think it was second or third time out. And he's racing against David Rogers, who has got a couple of years on me, and was, when I came down here as a kid, was hard to beat. And he's racing David Rogers and Tim Russell and the Andersons, who are legendarily tough to beat in late models down here. And he's beaten some of them every week. There's usually maybe one in front of him or two, but some of those cats are behind him as well. To answer your question, I think he could do this without question. I just don't know if he will. And the part about the wheel part is probably will be pressure from, external pressure for him to use the things that he's learned as a driver to help in the business side. And I'm just guessing. I think, he's been in my program now for 2.5 years, and I think from what I've seen, I see that. I'll tell you what, he is such an incredible young man, and Lisa should be so proud of him. He is just really, really fine young man, and he's racing tonight, and he's going to show up right before qualifying and not practice the car and qualify the car without practice because he's in school. School comes first, and he loves racing. Last year when I went to the racetrack and I got to the pits, he was cleaning his race car, and all my guys, they were off running around, doing whatever they were doing. So I don't mean to be long-winded about this, but I really am impressed with Ben Kennedy. He's such a fine young man, and he's one hell of a race car driver too. And he has so much talent that I think he could do this, but I don't know if he will follow it all the way to to the cup level, or if he will have pressure to move him into the other side of that. But whatever he does, what he's doing now will make him better. I think being a driver is going to make him better if he ever does get into the management or into any facet of NASCAR, because he'll understand the other side as well, and so very impressive young man.
One other question for you. Is Matt still Marines bound?
No, he is not. He just straightened his mother out, though. I will say he straightened her out night before last when she said she sure was glad that he was going to college instead of the Marines. And he says, well, I still might go to the Marines. It's like, I'm just going to college right now. So he hasn't closed the door on it, but I think as he, I think we're all, excited that he's going to be around instead of shipped right off. We would miss him. He's going to go to college right here in Daytona and get acclimated to college life, because he's done homeschool since 5th grade. So it's going to be a little bit different for him. And so that's where he's at right now. Not interested in racing. I'm very, very proud of him. He is a really turning out to be a fine young man.
Reed?
Smart.
Reed Spencer with Sporting News. Mark, you're the all-time leader in the Nationwide Series with 48 wins. Kyle just picked up number 36 and shows no sign of stopping anytime soon. First of all, was it tougher to win when you were compiling your record? Do you think it's tougher to win in that series now? And especially with the new look of the new Nationwide car, do you ever have the inkling of maybe getting back in one of those?
I guess I'll go work backwards. The inkling of getting back in one of those, I have to say, not presently. But that can always change. But, you know, I'm not dying to get back in it, although, you know, the changing car is interesting. New challenge always opens it up for excelling, you know, the learning curve, you know, beyond your competition or whatever. But no, it's not crossing my mind. I'm really focused on, you know, the 5-car and working with Alan at this point in time, and a little bit of energy conservation. I expend quite a bit of energy with my training program, and probably more than I ever did before. And between that and what I do with the 5-car and all is really a nice load on my plate. I like the load right now that's on my plate. I'm able to really spend quality time with family and stuff. So the records are going to fall, and I'm going to stand there and watch them. And just as Jack Ingram stood and watched his, you know, fall or whatever, it's, you know, it's not going to stand the test of time. But you know, that's okay too. That still doesn't lessen the you know, the what I did, you know, what I managed to do. It was a different time, just as Jack Ingram's stuff was a different time as well. And it's a different time, and Kyle is an incredible talent that got started really young and didn't have to ride around in middle of the pack stuff, proving himself. You know, he's incredible talent. So is Joey Logano, and he's incredibly young too, and has lots of time. So, is it harder to win? I say it may be as hard as it's ever been, or harder right now to win if you're not one of those Gibbs cars. You know, they really, really have it going. And that's probably how the competition felt about my car, when the 60 car. They probably felt like that, but there wasn't two of them out there. And, you know, and the 60 car didn't run when I didn't drive it, which was an additional challenge, you know, really, to not be there every week, you know, and still be sharp enough to be on your game when you did run. But I think the nationwide races are really hard to win right now, and it's obvious if you look. If it's not the 18 and 20, they're pretty scarce.